Alright, what is going on, guys? Fabel's back again, and honestly, I didn't think I'd be making a video on this, but I figure since this game is relatively new and I feel like I'm comfortable with this game at this point, I just wanted to give my tips, tricks, whatever you want to call it. When it comes down to it, a lot of my guildmates don't understand this game, and I come from a background that I played AFK Arena a lot, so I'm kind of familiar with that structure and how to level up in there. And I also wailed. I'm not gonna lie. So this is not a free to play account. I do think that this is a pay to win game, but keep in mind that I also think that it's very free to play friendly. At a point where you can have fun with this game, just don't try to compete for the top spots. Like you're gonna lose to the Korean whales 100% of the time. But if you care more about just like having fun and enjoying the game for what it is, I think that this is a very, very good casual game. I've been taking it serious in the beginning just because like if you take it like serious during the early parts of the game without burning yourself out, this is one of those games that you can literally just log out, log in, check in, call it a day. You only have to really play like normal gotcha games. You have to play like maybe like 20, 30 minutes a day for your stupid dailies and shit. This was one of those games that you can honestly just hash out your dailies, hopefully in maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. AFK Arena, I think you can do your dailies in a minute and a half, but their loading screens are also a lot better. So let's just talk about characters and your character's strength first and foremost. Now, when you get a character, obviously this game requires dupes or whatever, but I don't think that it's really hard to get dupes. It's just a matter of getting lucky when it comes to SSR plus. But when it comes to dupes here, like you can literally just wish upon a star and choose a specific character to go for dupes, right? My personal recommendation is definitely go for Hots. When it comes to his like limit breaks, he's just built different. He can carry up until chapter 16, pretty not on his own, but like as you're pulling characters and stuff like that, you want to get Evan. Reroll until you get an Evan, or just buy an account with an Evan. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like that's what all my most of my friends did. You'll see here, after you get your first 3 copies of dupes, his attack percent goes up by 40%. You'll see here that after he gets 6 dupes, he takes half damage from purple enemies, so he no longer really has attribute disadvantage to an extent. Then you have a defense plus 40% after 9 dupes. After 12 dupes, you get increased damage dealt to purple element plus 50%. After 13, 13, 14, 15 dupes, whatever, you get another 40% health. But after like you max him out fully, this character starts off with 500 energy, and I'm pretty sure in this game in particular it requires 1,000 energy to use your ultimate. So starting the game off with half of your ultimate bar ready to go is pretty damn broken. So I see a lot of people either going for max hots or Max Endorsey. Endorsey is pretty much the Hots for purple. The only issue that she really has is that Hots has just very, very good synergy with Bomb as well as Evan. Let's talk about what actually helps you deal damage though. And I feel like this is something that confuses a lot of people. And I'm going to show you the difference here. Now, I did whale, so expect my links to be better, right? Like in terms of like the stats. So you'll see here at level 141, an A link will give me 10,064 health and attack and defense across the board. If I upgrade it to A1, you'll see here that it becomes 10,265. So I get a 200% increase, but that's not what gives you the main damage. What gives you the main damage is going to actually be your level. Now, when I change the difference between 141, you'll see here 10,992. It's a big difference from 7,638. And then that's also a big difference from between 141 and 121 is 5,900. My recommendation is to break the barrier of that 140 to 141. I see a lot of people getting their character to level 100, then 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, right? Like you can only be 20 levels higher than your lowest level. My recommendation is get your character to an even number and then 1. So 101, 121, 141, 161, 81, 61, 41. You want to break that barrier where you actually use this Shinsu, because that's going to be your biggest power level increase, right? That's what gets me from 5,900% to 10,064%. Then you want to use your DPS units in your highest level slots. Don't mix and match. Don't do like 140, 139, 138, 137, 122. 100% go with like 101, then raise all your links to 101, then raise your main DPS link to 121, then the next one to 121, then the next one 121, then the next one 121, and then after you get everything to 121, then you go for the 141. So obviously this was the first link that I leveled up, and then all of them were the same stuff. Right now I'm trying to get everything to S just cuz. But yeah, that's going to be your main damage dealing. Try Essence Facility after you progress in the adventure mode a specific amount. Not really sure exactly when. You unlock this. Now this is going to give you just pretty much stats. The first one will give you HP, and then you want to kind of just re-roll after you unlock everything. Don't re-roll until you unlock everything. That way you get a nice big stat bonus. You'll see here that some of them have gold border. The gold border simply means that you have an A in that link slot. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have an A in the main stat. It's literally just in the link slot. So you'll see here I have a critical damage increase that's pretty damn good. Here I have an accuracy increase that's pretty good. So that's where you'll see all the gold stuff. I wouldn't really re-roll until like later on after you unlock everything, simply because I believe that getting the extra stats here will compound the progression that you could make. Honestly, I would recommend working on strength first, just because I believe that this is for HOTS. If this works for Endorsey too, like if you're working on HOTS, then obviously this is going to be the way to go. But if you're working on Endorsey, then I think it's this one. Oh no, she's an assassin. I'm a dumb. There we go. Yeah. I keep forgetting that she's an assassin. For some reason, I think she's a mage only because she does the Kamehameha in this game. And wait, does she do the Kamehameha? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Going into the Origin Orb. Origin Orb, honestly, I would not recommend putting points into here. I did so. I made a mistake. I should have went for the S links first. But I don't think it's too bad of an idea if you want to like get that 5% effect HP early. But I'd be very wary about going too deep on this without getting your Shinsu links to S rank first. Shinsu Blessing, don't even know what the hell this is about. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Shinsu Blessing level 0. I'm thinking that this comes from the Origin Orb towards here, back here, but I don't really know what this does. I'll be real with y'all, I don't know what it does. So that's pretty much gonna be it for growth. Let's talk about the lobby stuff. Let's just talk about the quick stuff here. If you go into your bag, there's quite a few things that you want to do. Here, this loot coin amplification, you want to use your loot coin amplifications as well as your Shinsu amplifications as well as your XP amplifications very sparingly. I would only recommend using it as you need it, as opposed to just popping them all right away and just getting like being happy that you have a lot of gold. As you progress in adventure mode, you'll actually get more uh, AFK rewards, and the AFK rewards will dictate how much you get from these amplifications in the first place. So if you can hold off on using those, that's probably the best way to do it. Especially these Shinsu amplifications. Right now, you're going to be tied down because of character XP as well as coins. Later on, it should translate to not translate. It should shift to Shinsu, being the deciding factor of your issue of not being able to level up. So I'm kind of hoarding this and in preparation for that. Next, let's talk about equipment. Going into my equipment, you'll see here I have a bunch of A gear that I haven't equipped yet. You shouldn't care too much about anything under B. B is gonna have like a really low uh, significance in terms of stats, right? So like if you see here, I have B plus combat power 1526, and then if I go to like A plus, you'll see here 4700. So I wouldn't really be too focused on B gear or B plus gear until you actually start getting that. My recommendation is don't buy any type of gear unless it's S gear, and even then you're only going to really buy it with alliance points. You're not going to buy it with your gems. Going into the items, is there anything here that I want to talk about in particular? These vials are for the exclusive equipments that your characters get. You're not going to be using these very often. My recommendation is pick HOTS. I made a mistake and started working on Jihad, and yeah, no, I regret it. My recommendation is literally just burn all this on HOTS, or or in Dorsey early game as you level up their proficiency. I'll talk about that in a bit, but this will help immensely because the character gets altered as you level up their exclusive equipment. Let's see. Here's anything else that I want to really talk about. I don't really want to talk about too much. I don't want to confuse you guys. I don't want. I want to give you the information that, in my opinion, that you guys need. Not really uh I don't want to give you guys like useless garbage. Let's see here. Missions obviously do dailies, weeklies. Your mail is where you get all your crap. Friends, obviously. My recommendation is try to get friends that actually log in. I try to kick anyone off my friends list that hasn't logged in for more than 2 days. If they're logged out for more than a day, then that also means that you're not getting the friendship coins and stuff like that. And it also means that you have someone who's not really going to be progressing sometimes. If they're like significantly stronger than you and they haven't logged in for 2 days and you can make use of their envoy units, like envoy units in my opinion are pretty damn good, so you kind of want to have like people on your friends list that can help you. But like then you have like my boy Razor, for example. Like obviously he doesn't really have as strong units as me because I'm a filthy dirty stinky whale. So I like having some friends on my friends list that are just friends, so that way they can use my characters, right? So let's see here. I don't really have anybody blocked. I don't have. You can search for your names here. One thing to note is that you can have several people with the same name, and you can actually search them up here. It's going to be kind of annoying. My recommendation is make sure that they're online, so that way they show up at the top, and it's a lot easier to search out your friends if they have a very common name, right? Okay, let's talk about summons because I feel like summons is going to be like the next thing that people actually give a crap about after like actually progressing through the game. Actually, to be honest, half the time summons is what people care about the most. My recommendation: Hots in the front or endorsing in the front, whoever you're prioritizing, followed up with Bomb, Wangnan, and personally, I'm using Huaryun and Dorsey, Bomb, and Wangnan. My team is mainly just like Evan, and Evan's like uh, I have what is it called? Josie and the Pussycats. I have Evan and the Pussycats. All right, I have Evan, and then his like backup dancers, and then lead singer wannabe Josie. Right. So Hots is gonna be the one that I'm trying to max dupe. I screwed up. I should have max duped him a long time ago, and I'm regretting it now because I would have been able to progress a lot further. Wangnan, he's insane. He deals really really good damage. He's very 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 good. Bomb. I have him because he's just a energy generator, and he's very good just because he's an energy generator. He's a good support unit. He's not a healer. Uh, that's what Evan is for. And Dorsey deals massive damage for purple, and I really do want a good purple team in the future, so she's just there. And then Huaryun. Huaryun is insane support. She deals so. It's not that she deals so much damage, but she can. But the fact that she like enables your team to deal so much damage due to weak point is just nuts. My recommendation is pick Hots, pick Bomb, and then the other three units, make sure that they're units that you haven't gotten yet, so that way you start developing a roster, and then slowly trying to piece together the characters that you feel make a good roster for you in particular. I don't know your account, right? Like for some reason, like for some this might actually be irrelevant information, but there are just some great characters in here. You have characters like Rachel, fucking bitch, and then you have Naray, you have Kun. All through these three characters in particular are very 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 strong. I've lost to max dupe Kun's. I've lost to max dupe Rachel's. Like my recommendation is definitely get like a max duped character first. And even though it might suck to try to like, it's like damn bro, I still haven't max duped them, whatever. I don't personally like going for dupes all that much in this game. They kind of made it I don't want to say necessary, but it's like entirely possible to actually get max duped characters. So I don't really have that much of a problem with it. And I mean it's not Marvel, so I understand that they want to get their money, you know. I think anyone who's played a Netmarble game understands that they're trying to get paid, right? Friendship summons, very low rates. Don't expect to pull SSRs from here. It's just a 1% chance. Here, if you go into the rates, you'll see here that you have a very, very low chance to pull an SSR plus. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.03 times 6. Yeah, yeah. So it's literally a 0.18% chance. Really? This is supposed to loop, bro. There we go. That's funny. This has been off the whole time. Okay, so going into your main slot, it's going to go up to 1.8%. Then anyone else on your wish list is going to go up to 0.45%. Then everyone else is going to go down to 0.031%, a little lower than the SSR pluses. So my recommendation really is just max dupe Haas. It kind of sucks early game, but it'll save you and it'll help you progress so much faster that it's actually disgusting. The further that you get in adventure, the better the AFK loot that you get, then also the faster you can progress in story mode. Well, after you beat chapter 13, there is no more story mode as of right now. After you beat chapter 14, you unlock S gear in the shop, but not in the AFK rewards. After chapter 15, you unlock S gear. A lot of people were questioning that, so that's going to be that. Did I go over everything in here? I went over the summons, went over the events. Ah, right. Okay. Another thing. This SSR bonus is a selector. You get to choose whoever the hell you want from the SSRs. So, like, say for example, you want HOTS, you can keep pulling for HOTS. You can get more HOTS there. You can get bombs. You can get literally any character you want. If there's a character that's eluding you and there's just like you just want them on your team, this green. She used to be red. Oh wow, I didn't know that she used to that. She okay. Oh wow. I guess they were coming out with Waryun, so they changed her attribute. Honestly, that's for the best. This green girl, she's really, really good, even without dupes. So I would like put her in the last slot, try to get a copy of her eventually. Like I said, prioritize your DPS. The stronger your DPS, I lose to people that have half my combat power because they're just max dupe, and I lose to max dupe hots all the time. Okay, so we talked about that. We talked about the summons. Let's talk about events. Their events are actually really good. As of right now, they give us like here's a free multi for logging in for 7 days. Huaryun, they give you an SSR for working on a Huaryun. They do ask you to pull multiple copies of her, but they give you like 2 weeks to actually like do that. Regulars welcome just for logging in. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but like they gave us like two multis on day 14, which was I think a couple days ago, which is nuts. Pre-registration reward, they give us a free bomb. Main character makes sense, and he's damn good. Going into the let's see ranking board. Honestly, don't even worry about this. Just know that you can get crystals for like going in there and looking at it. The further that people progress, the more gems you get. Going into agency services, these are going to be the same as the bounty boards in AFK Arena. Literally, you just click progress all, and then you just collect your rewards over time. Archive characters, this is kind of like that little book thing that they have in AFK Arena. You just get stats for having characters. You get more stats as you work on them, as you work on their proficiency, as you work on their dupes, all that. Going into the alliance, I feel like this is another thing. Get into an alliance as fast as possible. Alliances, in my opinion, are really damn good. Alliance check-in. These alliance coins in general are useful for the store. This is my guild. I only kick people who have been logged out for 2 days, and even that I think is way too long at this stage. Right now in the alliance events, we also have the search phase, the battle phase for the boss. Boom, boom. I'll talk about that in a bit. I'm not going to talk about that. I feel like that's too, not even too. I don't think it's too complicated. It's just build a normal DPS team. Enemies for the Alliance Boss Phase 2, as well as the Mock Battle Underground Laboratory. These characters don't have attributes, so you just build a team based around that. Personally, this is the team that I used on this. See, you'll see here, that's kind of like RNG on whether it honestly depends on how quickly my HOTS dies. Like he did what 500k on this one, but then he did like 1.6 million on this one. You'll see that Huarien enabled so much damage on this boss here for compared to like all the other stats. Like here's 1.1 mil, 1.2, 1.0, and I'm pretty sure that yeah, there's another one. I put in Ivankel instead, and we did a lot better. So yeah, Huayun, when it comes to like progression, she's pretty damn good too. Going into the I don't want to talk about paid stuff. Let's talk about okay. Let's talk about more upgrades to your characters, right? So I already talked about the growth stuff, but there's one more thing for growth. And as you do this underground laboratory, which gets unlocked, I think after chapter 12 or 13, then you get access to not only the underground laboratory but the research lab. Doing the underground laboratory every other 2 days is gonna give you access to this research lab. I think that I get like 150, something like that, every single 2 days due to how much I hit. But you'll see the tiers aren't really that skewed poorly in my opinion. So like as a free to play, I think that it should be fine as well. You'll be able to get like this scout research, and you actually get stats on your characters. So you'll see here like even just for like 50 in the beginning, it's just 50. You'll get HP 4.3%, then you'll get like attack, then you'll get defense. It's different for each of the different types of classes. So you have spear bearers, you have fishermen, you have light bearer, you have special positions, you have wave controllers. So honestly, I'm kind of prioritizing hots at this point. Like you'll see here, like this one requires 60 as opposed to the 50, 55 that the others do. Next, we have we talked about the research lab, talked about agency, everything here. Okay. Going into the workshop store, I see this normal stuff. Honestly, I kind of like buying these for 80 just because it's 24 hours worth of coins, but I'm not really worried too much about it. I kind of want to keep buying this just because I know that this is going to be a limiting factor later on. But aside from that, I don't really see myself buying anything here in the normal shop just because I feel like the cost to buy like the cost to the item that you get ratio is not really all that great. Going into Alliance, you'll see here 32,000. I'm almost there to buying another piece. I did buy my first S piece gear from here as well, so definitely save all your Alliance points for when you get here. Even if you think like an A plus gear is nice, like the difference is just different. So slot 2, I think that this is a slot 3, so this is slot 1. Do we have a slot 2 here? Perfect. So here is a slot 2, right? A plus combat power 6,000. But then you have this right here, combat power 10,000, right? The critical hit rate 10%, 20% crit damage increase versus 6% crit rate, 12% crit damage. So the difference is really, really high. And that compounds when you start actually leveling up the equipment as well. Next, we have the arena. Honestly, I just use the arena for this. I don't know if this is the way to do it, but I'm desperately in need of this more than anything just because I want to work on, like I said, I want to work on my HOTS exclusive equipment. Eventually, you'll probably save up and only buy this. But early game, I feel like getting this early is probably for the best for me in particular. Going into the gems, there's not really much that I would recommend a free-to-play player to you do. If you're a whale or if you're a dolphin, whatever the hell, if you're spending money, my recommendations are honestly like buying these is not a bad idea, but only buy them if you're using it to unlock something. Like for example, if I have like 1,000 red, then I honestly don't mind spending 100 of these to unlock the next node in red. That's what I've done. All right. I don't do it anymore because now it's just for rerolls. And even though rerolls are nice, I'd rather save these for the actual Shinsu links. And yeah, so that's my overall thoughts on that. What is a stat restoration ticket? Haven't really needed to do that yet. Um, yeah, okay. So going into expeditions, let's talk about mock battles. Mock battles, honestly, it's really just a daily. You get some rewards for it. I highly recommend that you do it. As you progress and do this, what's pretty cool is you eventually unlock quick battle. So you actually get your previous best record. It doesn't overwrite, which is really cool. AFK Arena, whenever you like it goes by like your best, no, the last record that you've done. Here, whatever damage you deal through your attempt, highly recommend that you'd use like Hots, Evan, Bomb, and then you could use someone like Yuri and Jihad. I think that that team worked best for me. I've recently swapped to Hwaryun and Masheni instead of Yuri and Jihad, but then I'm still kind of torn. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to personally do it. and what gets me my best record. But what's cool is if you don't have time to do it yourself or whatever, then you can just do quick battle and it'll just take your previous best record and it'll just give you the rewards for the day on that. And I think that that's pretty damn good because, like, for AFKs type stuff, I like just going in and out. Arena, you don't even have to do this daily unless you're just trying to do your dailies, I suppose. I do arena maybe like once or twice a day. And I just try to stay in S1 for ranker arena. I am not competing with the mega whales in the top 100. You're good. I am not. I am not trying to get up in there. High ranker arena season starts in 3 days. Not really sure what this is about. Oh wait, no. High ranker arena has to do with ranker arena. I don't know if we'll be able to do wagers like we can in AFK Arena, but we'll see. For now, I wouldn't really worry about that. Trials, I would recommend doing your trials every single day. You can only do up to 10. So like you can only do like 1 to 10, then 11 gets shown as the next trial, right? So I've been doing 10 a day. I haven't had too many issues with it. I know that my wife has had issues with progressing through some of them. So she's actually had to like play and maneuver everything. That's that's just because what's gonna happen in this game. Eventually, you're just gonna hit walls, and then you don't really have any other option but to just chill and sit out. I wouldn't really stress that. Like I feel like some people have been stressing it out. It's like it's a new game. It's like, oh, I can't get past this. I can't get past this. Sometimes so sometimes the best medicine when it comes to studying, right, is just taking a break, right? And I think that that's what I like about AFK Arena in general is just it's a very casual, friendly game where you don't really have to compete with the whales. And if you want to, then you're pulling out your fucking wallet, which means just take it easy. At the end of the day, this is an AFK style game. Just just take it easy. And y'all have already watched the 30-minute video on this game. Jesus Christ, I wanted this to be quick. This is why I didn't want to make this video. Going into adventure, sometimes like you just can't progress. I think that the my worst record as of right now is just like I think that it took me like 30 runs for one stage, and I still failed. After I failed or whatever, I just take a break. Like sometimes like I've been on 15, 16 for an entire day now, and my team kind of just dies. We'll see here. Let's see here. This. You shouldn't be in here. Let's do this. Oh wait, hold up. That's not little girl Machete. Oh, Machete's in here. We want to go Hots because he's my max duped character, and I want to go with. I'll go. I kind of want to do Jihad. Nah, Jihad's bad here. Yeah, so this is pretty much like what I do is just like I try to theory like who's my best team for the enemies that are currently facing. But even if you get a proper team that you think should do good, like Karaka Evan combo is kind of nuts. Little girl Machete Evan combo is still kind of nuts. But you see here that my bomb dies immediately. Hot's my highest level guy with the 10k percent stats on his attack, defense, and all that. Literally just got like sent back to prison, bro. Like that dude literally just he's not even guilty. He just got sent back. And yeah, if I go to the battle stats, you'll see here. My Machete did the most damage here because Hots died immediately. But that's pretty much what goes down. Like when you start hitting walls and you're trying to like forcefully push them, you're gonna get pushed back down sometimes. Let's see here. Did I talk about everything? I feel like I talked about everything. Make sure to link your account. Don't lose your account over like stupidity. Like, oh yeah, the data got corrupted and I lost my account. Link your account, get a dummy email. Make sure you have 100% access to that email in case that account becomes your main account. This data shard is literally for the underground laboratory. You get it at the underground laboratory, but you use it in the research facility. Is there anything that I need to talk about? Leveling up gear. When you're new to the game, I would not worry about leveling up gear. There are some gears that I'll level up, but you'll see here if I go to like Evankel, I've only leveled up A plus gear, and even then I only get it to like 4. I didn't want to get any of this to like 5 because I feel like that's way too excessive. Far the cost far exceeds the rewards for it, at the very least for A plus. For S gear, I'm 100% getting it to +5. The crit rate goes from 10% to probably 15. excuse me, it's probably to 15%. I haven't really leveled up anything to +5. Crit damage increase was at like 20%. Now it's at 28%. And that's a really big damage increase. So I'm like thinking, is it worth it? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I think it's worth it to work on S gear. I don't know if there's going to be S plus gear. They've showed in the data mine information that we're probably going to get URs and UR pluses. Don't really know how that's going to function, and I'm kind of scared of how that's going to function as well. Let's see here. Click auto equip. Sometimes I'll just click auto equip as I pull new stuff. Oh, nice. We actually got, I forgot, we did get more gear. So I'll go through here. I'll look at the characters as I pull them. I don't really care for you too much. Not that she's a bad character, it's just don't particularly care about giving her the best in slot that I have available. So Bomb's gonna get an upgrade as well. I don't care about Getang. Now, going into the characters here. Now, we already talked about the limit breaks. Limit breaks, almost always you're going to be working on their passive unless they have like a very, very, very crazy skill. I don't know many characters that have a crazy skill over their passive. Followed by whatever skill you actually believe is going to be their best to level up, and then after you level up the passive, after you level up the choice of the skill of choice that you choose, the next dupe is going to allow you to limit break all, and the limit break all is going to give you access to this bottom skill. So you'll see here, let's go to my bomb. Yeah, perfect example. So I have him at level 4, I have him at level 4, and then I have this at level 3. This means that when I pull the next dupe, I'll be able to limit break all, because there's only one skill to limit break, and it'll allow me to work on his Black March Ignition. Now this actually gives him, let's see here, stuns the enemy and decreases their energy by 350%. Excuse me, energy by 350, increases attack coefficient by 185%, decreases the target's energy by 35. So it literally is, yeah, that's pretty good. The next 5 basic attacks are enhanced and it decreases. Jeez, Bomber, I see you. I see you. He's pretty damn good. And then we have Rack here. I have him limit broken quite a bit as well. So yeah, limit breaking honestly just increases your stats. Let's see. Can I get a difference here? So he has level 2 to 1, as well as with like his equipment. You'll see here that he has like all red equipment versus Bomb, but his attack is also a lot lower, despite being in the light category and despite him actually being like a type of damage dealer. That's very important to note because it just shows you just how like the difference in dupes. If I go to see here, there we go. And the difference between like Rack and Hots, because I have more dupes, is literally just like there. It's like night and day difference, right? 186k to 252k. Going into proficiency, this is going to unlock your exclusive equipment. It'll also give you access to gems. Honestly, honestly, before I was like leveling up characters' proficiency to 50 just so I can get some gems, quick gems. Prioritize your damage dealer to get their exclusive equipment as fast as possible, then follow up with your next character that you want to work on, etc. Get your exclusive equipments as fast as possible. It'll help your characters out immensely. If I click his exclusive equipment, you'll see here level 1, Hots recovers 5% of his max HP for every target attacked with lowest flying sword when highest and lowest flying sword activates, which is one of his skills. So you'll see here that he literally heals 5% of his max HP, and he could have been doing that a lot longer if I had prioritized them. Going into rapport, honestly, you only really get access to a border. This is completely cosmetic. I honestly would recommend getting your characters to get your through the 300 gems as fast as possible. Like not as fast as possible, but that's like if I go through here, you'll see here that I didn't really prioritize anyone's border except for I think it was I think I did Little Girl Macheni. I think that her border looked clean, so I'm just like I'll just take that. Click here, rapport. Oh, I didn't even do hers. I do want to get her border. Oh wait, no, I did get her border. Yeah. I like her border a lot, so I just went for her border. Then you'll see here. I think whose border did I want to go for next? Was it Jihad? Was it Evan? I don't remember. I feel like there was another person that I was working on their border. Yeah, oh, there it is. Yep. Yeah, I was working on Jihad's border, but I just didn't have even enough to get to the next stage. Yeah, so I personally wouldn't care too much for the rapport, aside from just getting gems from it early on, especially if you're free to play. I personally just didn't care. Um, I think I'm pretty sure I went over everything that I could. Agency Center, Alliance, Workshop. Make sure to do your Alliance every day. Mock battles are pretty good. Early game, if you're trying to like meta shit, I would recommend doing the mock battle facility like 10 minutes before reset. Resets 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not really sure what that is for anyone else. But I was originally doing mock battle towards the end of the day. Now I'm at the point where I'm not really progressing as much because I've hit my wall. So I just do my mock battle almost immediately, and if I pull a dupe, I kind of punch myself in the throat a little bit. Conquest mode, conquest mode. So manually in conquest mode is probably like the best way to do certain things. You can auto clear. I know my wife was definitely auto clearing, but when you actually manual the virtual training, like the conquest mode, you actually get access to proficiency. Now sometimes you can literally just use different characters, like out of pocket characters you'll never really use, just to progress through conquest mode, level up their proficiency, and then you can get gems like that. That's like if I go over here and I go to proficiency, you'll see here that this character, for example, like I got him to almost level 2 proficiency without even caring. And that's literally just from conquest mode. So if I go to like this guy, I probably used him a little bit. I used him in conquest mode. I used him in trials as well, because trials are after the top one. When you unlock the elemental ones, you're forced to use elemental advantage. Him I've never even used because like I just use Karaka. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the game. Honestly, all these characters have their own nuances, which I think is really, 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 really cool. Like when it comes to like support units, there's very, very cool characters. Like Kun, you have Nure, you have Huarian, you have who else is a good support character? This girl Eloise Loziel. I call her Eloise. I don't know why. Bitch thick. And then we have Bomb as well as Evan. Evan, I think, is probably like one of the most important characters just because he has the cheese mechanics to him. Like his special literally says activates restoration ability, make all his allies immortal for 6 seconds. Immortal allies cannot drop below 10% health. Once immortality is removed, HP is restored 50% of damage taken while it was active, plus 150% of Evan's attack. The reason that this is important in particular, and I'm mainly only bringing up Evan because he's such a cheesy unit. When your enemy when he pops off his special, right? With Bomb, he gets his special even faster because of the way Bomb's energy restoration to your allies is. This character literally says, okay, you can't take damage under 10% when enemies are almost borderline one-shotting you. When the enemies are borderline one-shotting you, this character procs immortality, and then that damage that would have killed your character usually fully heals your character. And that's pretty much why, like, I would highly recommend getting him, because he does heal based on his attack. And so like I recently pulled the third dupe of him, and I'm just like, I'm like, oh yeah, he heals based on his freaking attack. So dumb. But yeah, no, I would definitely get a copy of him. You don't need dupes into him. He just stays in the back and heals, and he does a great job at it. Even like without dupes, I think that he's excellent. I'm not trying to flex dupes and none of that bullshit. I know that I spent money. I'm a filthy, dirty, stinky, dirty whale. But like I really do think that this game is free to play friendly. It's definitely pay to win. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It definitely is. But like if you don't give a shit about competing with the whales, who's a fuck? It's a fucking mobile game. Either way, I'm definitely having fun with this game. I wasn't planning on making a video on it. I understand this is a long ass video. I apologize. I'm not gonna cut it down. I really don't. It's not that I don't care about y'all, but I don't care that much that I'm gonna have to cut down like 1 to 2 minutes. I feel like most of the advice and information that I gave was kind of necessary. I went over as much as I could. I feel like I've answered most of the people's questions that you might have. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, when it comes to the oh right, I didn't even talk about the SSR plus. When you get this SSR plus, You get a character, it'll spit you out a character. You choose whether you want it, and or you can click again. If you click again, you're forced to take whatever second option it is. So be very careful about clicking again, because if you get a dupe, that's gonna suck. I'd recommend trying to get one of each SSR plus if possible. Getting dupe Evans are great. Getting dupe Machenis are great. Getting dupe Jihads are great. Getting dupe Karakas, Van Kels are great. I think that the grown up Macheni, she's still really good, but pulling dupes of her are probably the worst. I feel like that's the worst RNG you could have. If she's new, then excellent. I think she's a great character. I don't think she's bad. It's just like I feel like the other SSRs kind of outclass her at this time. We'll see how stuff lines up in the future. As of right now, I think the most future proof character here is Evan and Macheni. Little good Data Macheni. Data Macheni is absolutely nuts. The fact that she has an invincibility mechanic like Brutus in AFK Arena, I feel like she really does have the potential to stand the test of time. Ivankel's great, Jihad's great, Karaka's great. Just keep in mind that as more SSR pluses come out, we do have Lopobia Ren, who is an SSR plus. Not sure when that's coming out. Huaryun is in the files. Was in the files before she came out, so we knew what she did. Little Rack, for example, compressed Rack. We'll see how he does when he comes out. He's like a stun slut. He's really, really strong. And then you also have Jovial Grace, and he's 100% going to be an SSR plus. Not sure if he's going to be a power unit, a power unit. I'm not sure if he's going to be a fire unit, red unit, however, I forget what they call these colors. And I'll be interested in that. Right now, I care more for Data Mazino. So now that I have like once I max dupe my hots, I'll start saving all my summons and waiting for Yurik Mazino to show up in the shop. We do have a image of Data Mazino for those that are interested in it. I'll pull it up right here. Uh, no, 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 stop, stop. My only issue with this game versus AFK Arena is so many loading screens. I feel like the loading screens kind of hurt it a little bit. No, it's in this one. Here we go. Yeah, there's Data Mazino with all the errors around him, bro. Ah, dude. If I click over here, you also can see the Jovial Grace and old art for Karaka. I'm not sure if they're gonna try to sell these as like skins later, like the old art stuff, or if it really is just old art, because Evan's a different art as well. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. Guys, grind on catch up with him. Stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Also, they already confirmed skins, and unfortunately, when you click here and then you go here, you'll see here the skins are gonna have stats. I don't like stats on skins. I'd rather they just be cosmetics. It's Netmarble. It's probably gonna have stats. It's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. Yeah.